And for our last story, we present the undisputed champion of the grabbing headlines, Elon Musk. With yet another social media post, Musk has again managed to get people talking, and this time it is about his favorite topic, population decline. The tech billionaire Elon Musk has once again raised concerns over global population decline. He describes it as one of the greatest threats to humanity. Musk recently retweeted a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, by Tesla owners Silicon Valley. They shared a graph illustrating the projected population changes from 2018 to 2100 in the next century. For key nations, the post included a quote from Musk himself. The graph, originally published in a 2020 University of Washington report, paints a grim picture of the future for some of the world's most populous nations. India, currently home to over 1.4 billion people, is projected to see its population shrink to just under 1.1 billion by the year 2100, a loss of approximately 400 million. Meanwhile, neighboring China's population is forecast to plummet by even more dramatic numbers. It will see a staggering decline of over 50%, from 1.5 billion to 731.9 million.
I think there are subtle differences between the two countries, which is making this trend amplify itself. First of all, are religious differences. In India, certain religions have prohibitions against, say, contraception, or they encourage having children. That is one factor. Also, China happens to be far richer than India, and this is one big factor which has affected population growth rates. And also you have a situation where women's employment or education levels in China is far higher than what you see in India. And that's also another factor which is highly correlated with fertility rates and population growth.
If these projections hold, Nigeria, with an estimated population of just above 790 million, will replace China as the world's second most populous country by the end of the century. Population decline is a growing concern for many nations. It is driven by falling fertility rates, immigration, and aging demographics. The replacement fertility rate required to maintain a stable population is around 2 children per woman. However, countries like England and Wales are far below this threshold, with the average dropping to a record low of 1.44 in 2023. This is according to the Office for National Statistics. Now, globally, fertility rates have halved over the last 6 decades, falling from 5.3 children per woman in 1963 to just 2.3 today. The implications are vast. For countries like India and China, population decline could lead to shrinking workforces, economic stagnation, and increased dependency ratios.
I think the government should reduce the pressure of raising children and give us more support. They should invest more in education resources. Nowadays, many people do not want to have children if they don't have the resources to provide a good education for them.
Yet, not all nations are equally affected. The United States is projected to remain the world's 4th largest country by 2100, bolstered by positive net migration. Similarly, Canada and Australia are expected to maintain semi-stable populations through immigration. In contrast, the fast-growing African nations, such as the Democratic Republic of Congo and Ethiopia, are predicted to surpass Indonesia and Pakistan in population size around the turn of the century.
Many of the countries, such as China, Japan, Singapore, Taiwan, they have been trying various things to have a higher growth rate in population. Primarily, this has been through financial incentives for having children. But we are also seeing that they have not been as effective as what we have seen in certain other countries like Germany and all, which have made childcare much more affordable, much more proximity, as in they are much nearer to the workforce, especially the female workforce, and also providing very innovative schemes such as allowing freezing of eggs for single women even. Such kind of innovative policies will have to be tried out.
So what's next? Elon Musk's warning highlights the urgency of addressing the challenges posed by declining populations. With nations like India and China facing steep demographic shifts, policymakers worldwide must act to mitigate the economic and social impacts of these trends, whether through policies encouraging higher birth rates, better support for aging populations, or migration reforms.
From breaking news to the day's biggest controversies, shedding light on the world's top headlines, detailed analysis on the stories that matter the most to you. Catch it all on Spotlight at 6 p.m. India time and 12:30 GMT, only on Firstpost.